Good evening, everybody. Retro coding time here again. I'm still struggling. I've been doing some coding today. Been struggling with that same problem. Made a tiny bit of progress. Not much. Remarkably, these songs are meant to be on the ZX Spectrum beeper, which I find incredible if that's true. That first one definitely was. That one can't be. But yeah, let's get rid of that. Right, let's have a look at what I've done. Unfortunately, I've made very little progress. If you remember, I tried to increment the score and have it show up the new score. And I've found out that this seems to cause the problem, but I haven't found out why. But we'll take a quick look. So this is what I wanted to do, something similar to that. Obviously we would increment the score at a different time, not just every frame. But if I run that, we get this one there. I've got rid of the draw UI, so that it just draws the one. So that proves it gets called one time before we ever call draw window. And then it seems that as soon as that gets called, we never ever see that again. And the reason I know that is if I put a thing there, comment, there we go, it's counting up. But you'll notice it does suddenly stop and get messed up. Normally at about 80, sometimes it just randomly, there you go, 98, it's stopped. It'll carry on eventually and catch up to where it's supposed to be. There you go. See, and suddenly the other digit will appear. If it's not, it's so weird. If see, there you go. So it does still count the number, but it just doesn't always display it. And what I've done is to try and figure out and combat that. I've gone in here and just, oh god, I've gone in here and tried to make this ready bool. Set it to false and then true at the end, and the same when I clear the window. Right there at the end. And then when I'm doing all my stuff in here, like for example, I don't do any of this if it's not ready. But still you get the glitches, so I can't understand that either. When I say that, what I mean is, if I get rid of one of these sinks, you'd think the corruption would go from doing what I just did there. Like, we're still getting that, see the corruption there. And incidentally, the number's still not changing for the score. Even stranger, if I put the increment below the call to draw window, it never ever gets called, not even once. See, no number there. I created a tiny program here. It's not a very big font, is it? But yeah, this program here just uses the exact same like instructions as my other code, but has no, like, you know, no other actions being performed, particularly not the draw buffer, and it increments the score by 1. Of course, score is only 1 byte, so it can only go up to 255 max. But I stop it at 9 anyway there, look, because we're only drawing 1 digit. But of course, this works perfectly. So, really, what I'm trying to say is, I have no clue what to do from this stage. I'm stuck. I guess my next step from here, if I can't do this, is to do the binary coded decimal solution, which I've never attempted. I've sat here for maybe 2 hours looking at this code, trying to figure out why that is the way it is. Doesn't matter where we put this. And as soon as we comment that out, it works fine. It's very strange. So clearly something in this is doing it. And I mean, I've checked this hundreds of times now, but I don't need to load this with HL or anything. I'm feeling like deleting that ready stuff. It seems to have no effect. But I'll leave it for the time being. I mean, when I was offline, I even tried removing this draw digit thing and just putting them in there and then not even worrying about DE. I just hard coded each position. Done it on all of them. Made no difference whatsoever. So I put it back. Well, I'm just looking up binary coded decimals, seeing if I can get a idea of how to do that. How the heck do you store that? So 8-bit would hold 2 of the digits. Hello, Coder Mick. I'm really struggling with this problem here. The only tiny bit of information I've managed to glean is where I try and increment score every time, yeah, just to see if it goes up. If I remove my game window call, it works perfectly, look, it's going up. If I put it in, it only gets called once. It gets to there, and then for some reason it's like it deletes this function or something. Like that's what the effect is. Because now it just gets called once. And if I put it below that, it never gets called at all. But I really don't know why. I even added in these things to try and fix it. Ready, set it to false there, and then true it when it's finished. Had no effect. Draw window is not a game loop, no, it's just a routine that returns out when it's finished. It gets called here in the main loop. Here it is, that here's that routine. It's just loads of these for each line in the screen. Over and over again, the same thing. Just getting a bit of data and putting it into the screen memory. But the weirdest thing is, like I say, it just returns out here. But it does move the stack pointer and stuff. I don't think I use a stack in there. No, I don't. So, but anyway, aside from that, I mean, it uses all the registers. But like I say, I put this thing to true. In increment score, straight away I check if it's not ready and return. That seems to have zero effect. Yeah. But what I find really boggling is that it doesn't even call that if you put it after that. But if you put it before, it calls it just once. It's really, really weird. It's almost like it sets something to say it's dead or whatever, you know. But I haven't got anything like that added to it. Yeah, I don't think the stack is involved. But I'm exploring literally every possibility. I've been sat here staring at it for about 2 or 3 hours already, trying to figure it out. Almost to the stage where I'll give up on it. But I might be able to figure out this binary coded decimal system instead. But I still sort of won't understand. I mean, that won't explain why it's not like changing the digit. I think we'll probably still end up with the same problem, just a different way of storing the number. I'm tempted to make a brand new project that's very empty, just to try and reproduce this problem. It's a bugger. I mean, I just showed it a minute ago, but I might go into this other project I made. That's the wrong one still. What's it doing? Okay. So this program here uses the same technique to poke, to ASCII at. Oh, wait there. How's that even working? Oh, because I've just named it wrong. It's the right number. So this just counts up to 9 and stops. Oops. But instead of working on that other game, I'm going to try and extend this to do the same scoring system as what I was trying to do, but without all the bloat. So that's confirm that's working at least. When it gets to 9, it just it jumps to main. So instead I'll use the exact same technique I was doing before. So we'll call that score 1. Just to be careful, I'm going to compile it and check. Yep. So increment score 10. I mean, every single time I'm going to increment score 10, I'm always going to be resetting score 1, so I may as well not bother making a routine for that. Also, I probably want to either just jump to that so I can return out. No, in fact, no, that's not good at all. Well, the jump is fine, but here I'll jump back to main. It's a bit goofy, but it'll work. So that I want to make score 1 0. I was just thinking somewhere I need to check if this one's 9 as well. Here. Well, in fact, here. For now, 99 will be the top score, so because this is only for a test. So I can just jump to main there as well, if it's said. So the only thing I need to do here is just make sure I draw that number also. Of course 10 will come first. And this is exactly how I did it on the other one. Just with, I was using constants all over the place instead of just raw numbers. But obviously that's the y-axis there, so it's on the first character cell down, and the first and second on the x. So I'm expecting to see 0 0, and it just counts up to 99. Ink score 0. I think that's going to work. Once it gets to 99, it should just stop. Oh. Oh, should have took some of the halts away. Let's do that. So as far as I can tell, my method for writing numbers like this is sound. But for some reason, some of the code in that other game... Oh look, it does get to 0. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, that should go at the top. Don't know why X or A is... Oh, I'm resetting the score one. There, now it should get to 99 and stop. And it does. So as far as I can tell, I've demonstrated that that's sound. I mean, I could even just add another one. Let's try it, see how easy that is. See, that's going to fail now, isn't it? It's going to jump up from 90 or 91 to 100, isn't it? Let's try it. Oh no, it'd probably be alright actually, yeah. Let's try it. Oh, of course, I've got to do this crap again. I'm just reading your messages. Yeah, but I tried to separate the calls completely. I don't understand how they can intermingle like that. That first bit of your first paragraph. It seems like they can all get called simultaneously, like it does, I must admit. I understand. So I could just do some pushes and pops of anything I'm going to use. To be honest, when I've been debugging or attempting to for hours today, and I've been trying all that sort of stuff, but I didn't get any success. But you know, it could easily be the way I was doing it. I should count up to 999 now, I think. And if it does, I'm content that my system works. Seems fine. I want to roll the smoke, so I'll let this tick up just at that speed. I can't be able to go in and delete the halts. It is going to take a long time though, but hey, let's It's not that long. Well, it is quite long though. But yeah, of course you are. Of course you are, man. It's impossible, like well, very hard for us, you to come in and know exactly, like you say, you haven't seen the exact lines of code. I'll just be intrigued to see if this does stop at 999. Then I know that this, I'm happy with this scoring function. It's just the fact that it's not uh, being compatible with my existing code for some reason. There you go. So that's enough of that program. That's how simple it is just to, there's no binary. I've made a way of making it count up to 1,000 in one just by adding one to it every time, basically, is what I'm saying. Run this again. Maybe it wasn't reading the temps, but I think it was good. Let's try it again. I'll slow it down. No, I can't slow it down anymore. It'll take ages, won't it? I'll slow it down one more. I'm happy to sit here for a second anyway, because like I say, I'm halfway through rolling a cigarette. Don't forget, I'm only showing it to you in 20 FPS. The video, I mean, like my recording. So that might have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know how difficult it is to do that binary coded system. I was worried about when it went up from the hundreds, but I think it's okay. There, it just went fully up to 590 all the way through that time. So I think it just skips the odd frame or something, where you don't see it. It is bloody weird. But the fact that it stops at 999, I'm quite content with it. I think it's correct. I mean, it's not overly important. It's not. Unfortunately, it's not in my game. It's just its own program. I could add as many numbers as I wanted to that. No, I won't be running that fast in the game, but I'm hoping that I'll just be adding 10 points here and there. I'm not going to add it when they're moving or anything. I'm going to do it like when they get to the ski shop, when they get over the other side of the road, stuff like that. So it will only be a one shot sort of thing when I get it working. It's only in there every frame right now to try and see it working, if you know what I mean. I tried it on a key press, obviously, and that didn't work. So I ended up putting it in every frame. But really, this is a piece of cake now, isn't it? Just for fun, I'm going to make like a massive score. It's going to be a big boy. Okay. I just want to see how scalable this is really and how quick I can do this, just for reference. It gets a little tricky because of the way I just copied and pasted everything. I wish I could zoom out just to see it. But now that's going to take a long time. See how quickly it can do it. Get rid of all the halts. Oops, that's the same program. Let's reboot. Let's compile.
A few moments later.
So that's the absolute quickest the Spectrum can count it. But yeah, as I've completely demonstrated here, my scoring system works. That's not the fault here. Damn. Something to do with that draw buffer then. I really fail to see how it can be. Let's show it. Oh, why can't it just pick up the other window? Double buffering. Draw game window. I added this, but as I say, it done nothing, but I don't think it's hurting either. How can it possibly have effect? I really don't get it. I really, really don't. We do use the stack. Or do we? Not even using the stack. And if it was that, surely there'd be graphical glitches rather than the score not getting incremented. How is score getting set back? Well, no, it's not even getting drawn, is it? It doesn't get called. It doesn't get called if we put it underneath this. Hmm. What's going on? What the hell? I just wonder if I get rid of clear game window and then call it below there, do I now see the number at least? No. It's like an acid trip again. Oh, I've got to. Hmm. Is this just sort of, what's the word? It shatters my existing knowledge. Ah, ah! I found the answer. Well, I reckon I have. According to all from within the game window routine. I might do. But look, I think it might exit. No, it doesn't, does it? Ah, let's have a look. So draw score from. Let's try that then. So increment score basically is what you mean, because that does the drawing of the character whilst it increments the number. So I'll do it just after we reinstate the stack pointer. Not that I don't think it matters. Crazy, nothing drawn. And bear in mind that the buffer only goes 24 width. So the bit where the UI is actually untouched by the buffer completely. And I've sat there and verified that today. I've checked it over and over again. It's very, very odd. Ah, hang on. I know why that didn't do anything then. Because I've got this check in here from earlier. And of course I set it false during that exact time. So Let's just get rid of that check. Still not there. It is nuts. It's almost enough to make me completely give up, but I don't want to give up on this project. If I do, it's like I'm giving up on the ZX, really, because I can't go much simpler than this. But I'm sure it is just something, like I've written something in the code where it's, I was just on a track of thought there about how it goes through all these at the very beginning, actually falls into here, initializes the main menu, jumps to main menu update. Oh, that's just during the main menu, yeah. Then it calls that, jumps to main. I just wonder, could the return in this be causing it to like, yeah, then again, why wouldn't that work, innit? When we just put it in there, that. Crazy. Whereas here, this is what really blows my mind. Here, it calls it one time, increments it from 0 to 1, prints it, and then this never works again. Post it to Git, I did, but let's post it again so you've got a right up-to-date version. I've been tinkering with it all day, and then trying to put it back how I found it when it didn't work. I'll just call this scoring fun, so you'll definitely know it's the up-to-date one. It's in the nightly version of skiing. Yeah, if you can find it, man, I'll be kneeling before you as a god. I've been at it for so long today, and I thought I was going to figure it out. You know, it was another one of them situations where I dragged it on and on, thinking I'll fix it and then I'll go online. But it got so late, I just thought, sod it, I'm going to have to just go on here and show the one thing I found, which was about the game window. Oh, it used to go straight to it when I clicked that. I'm going to get rid of this ready variable. That's the only reason I put that there. So I've just got rid of the ready variable. Oh, the player's no longer in there. What have I just done? Wow, how did that manage to load anything? How did that compile? Well, I'm back to where I started. The reason I noticed that problem in the end was I put like 5 of them in here, and then it works. It puts it up to 5. I put it in there, and then I put it in there. And there we go, we only get 6. Oh, it's devastating. Because after that, after after we fix this, there's only very trivial matter of just setting a ball to say you're skiing, and then we can go and set up level 2, which is the final level. But sadly, completely, what's the word? Completely stopped on this one. Completely stuck. I've got that typing one in the GitHub as well. That shows it working, same code in a different program. How could it? How could it do that? I wonder what happens if I do all the drawing first. This will probably have glitches all over it. Whoa, it completely crashed. Interesting. Very strange. So that to there probably fixes it. I really don't know why if it does. But look, we've got some glitches, but so weird. Oh, thanks, Spec. Yeah, I just made a separate program and got it counting up to 99999 as well. Yeah, I'll show you what I found. Um, if I comment out draw game window, it counts. But if I put it back, it doesn't, as you saw. And if I put this below here, like that, and save it, it absolutely does not get called. It's really, really strange. Excuse me. I'm gutted by it because I'll show you that I've got another thing which uses the exact same code and it works fine. It's just stupid. So the key to the answer lies in draw in my buffering. I don't know why though. They're separate. They're completely separate routines. Anyway, yeah, that goes up indefinitely and then stops at 9999999. I fail to see how this can affect the thing I'm trying to do with the score. Do I need to learn about these stupid disable interrupt things now in order to accomplish it? It's a crying shame to have to leave, to be, to not be able to complete games based on this, because I've got fundamental grasp of how to make the gameplay elements. Especially for a game like this, I think I could finish it within a week or two if it weren't for this. Yes, most sad. Because I've been sat here for about 4 hours. I had the night off in the end, and I've just been watching TV and browsing this entire code, trying push pops in various places, trying to create that ready variable. Yes, that's correct, Specky. I'll demonstrate. And also note that if I put it there, below that, we never get that called, ever. It never gets called. But if I now comment out game window, there you see it counting up. And of course I could put the draw UI thing back, and it would look like a normal score. And there we go. But I have noticed glitches with that. It stops in various places and doesn't count up properly. But aside from that, why? Can't imagine why. And obviously I've tried moving this about. We even tried calling it from inside game window. Also note that game window doesn't even affect that part of the screen. It's not supposed to even go there. It only goes 12 twice, plus the buffer once. So 26 is the maximum character cell it goes to. And that's the only thing I learned today after hours of debugging. I managed to figure out that was causing it. But on the GitHub right now is one that I've put this stupid ready. I made a ready variable, but I've deleted that now. Oh, here it is. That's why it was still compiling. Still got it declared and initialized there. But it moves the stack pointer. It's stupid that I made that ready thing and I made sure none of my drawing, moving code or anything, none of the update code was called if it wasn't ready. It still done it. The eye before moving the stack pointer. Should I try that? And in that case, should I get rid of this sync thing that I've been using to try and accomplish that? Because I have to call that right before there normally. I'll leave it there for now. So DI just before moving the stack pointer. Is it just DI like that? EIEIO. If if it's that straightforward, you are a god to me, man. Sadly, it looks like it's not going up still. I'm going to remove that UI thing so we don't get the numbers there at all unless that function gets called. With that being said, I think I might be able to not have that second sync call in there now, mightn't I, with that technique? Wow, man, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, it feels so much better. We're now running at 50 FPS because of that, instead of 25. We are not worthy. I need a "We are not worthy" sound effect from Wayne's World. Just wonder, can I get away with not even doing that one now? Oh wow, bazinga, beast, man! I can't believe that. So basically, I just stopped it from being able to do an interrupt during that time by doing that, yeah, and then enabled an interrupt underneath. Okay, I get it. I think. That's amazing, man. You've just I spent so many hours on different days, like a lot of days and a lot of hours, where if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have had to spend 1 minute thinking about it. But I was doing all these silly little different ways of trying to get it to not, even wondering if that was the problem from start, and then I've just learned something brand new there. So it's at least it's worthwhile. I've learned something very good there and very easy again. I've forgotten what the thing yesterday you taught me was, but I'm going to watch that video back and remember because it was good, whatever it was. However, this does not fix this stupid thing. Increment score. Like we say, we've put this to the test and we know it works. Okay. It'll call it just one time. It's as if this somehow kills that entire routine forever. Yeah. Cool. That feels so much better to play there. That's really good, man. That feels so good. I'll leave one of them there just so I remember I've got it. Because I did even try and put that in the sync routine. Right? So it only calls it now while we're waiting. Let's put that to 3 as well. This introduced glitches for me when I added it here. I don't know why. But this time we just get nothing happening. So you've made my game completely glitch free there, I think, with that. With them glitch pixels. I really should be able to just increment the score though. It's completely mind boggling. Just out of interest, I'll do the same thing with this. So in theory, you might be able to answer this question as an expert. When I call clear game window, Pretend they're not there. Inside that, it just loads that and calls this loop, which loops until it finds the end of the game window. Is it possible for other code to get called before this return? Or can it just go through this loop? I'm guessing it should be in that loop. But maybe this EI and DI here might actually fix the problem. You never know. I don't think so, but no. Oh, it's gone really slow now as well, yeah. Of course, that'll slow the game down by doing that, I see. Drastically. An interrupt to get called no matter what the CPU is doing. Okay. And if an interrupt gets called and then when it gets back to the beginning, does this get reset or does it just carry on where it is? Just carries on, yeah? That's what I think, but like the CPU doesn't really know. Or maybe it does, I don't know. Such a shame. We were making great progress, and then this score thing has held me up for what, maybe 6 hours now online, or 4 hours. Every register is saved. Okay. In that case, is this a dumb idea? Just popping it in here, DI, and then where can it return? Ah, that's the problem. You see, it might. Wait. What about up here then? No difference whatsoever. Freaking score. I mean, just for example, as a test, if I wanted to say like skis got. Fair enough, Spikie. Fair enough, man. It's a bugger, isn't it? I fear if I just started another project, I'd probably end up with the same problem. If I do get really stuck, I'll try and do a thing with a game window. Just a game window and some score. Skis got 0. How did he load an asterisk into it? He just done a simple asterisk, didn't he? I remember. I was just wondering how to do that. Have a look at that save. Set position. Oh, and then load A with asterisk. Right. Just put it down there. Right. In the player, I've got a collision with shot ball already, I think, but I've got a routine here that checks it. There is a ball. Still, I'll just set it here, it's easier. Two secs, I'll read your message in a sec. Just wanted to try this now, I've nearly done it. Skis got. So I just wonder if that'll make the skis appear. They should be appearing now. Okay, I'm reading your message. Okay, sounds like a plan. Coda Mick did say actually that he surrounds a lot of his functions with pushes and pops. Maybe that was a good hint. Push AF. Pop AF. Try them all if not, innit? No dice. I was going to say we load A straight away is the first thing we do in the increment score, I think, anyway. Let's try them all though. It's working. Yes. You're all collectively legends for helping me out there, Coda Mick, Spectrum. It's done it. I mean, it's not working perfectly, but it's a big step forward. You did say it, Mick. I'll give you credit there for that. For some reason, it likes to stop. I've noticed that, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to be calling it every frame. Something was altering it, yeah. Or no, it's altering like one of the registers in it. We could probably actually remove each. I bet it's IY. Hang on, let's try and just for fun, let's spend 2 minutes and work out which one it is and test it. It's HL, yeah? I reckon it's HL because that's the one we're using to hold the score pointer. I do agree that it's going to be HL. But Coda Mick, your logic was bang on. And you called it almost instantly when you came in as well, to be fair. But I can only take so many ones in at the same time, you know. You can't try everything at the same time. Oh, it doesn't go up. Okay. I've done something wrong there. What the hell did I do there? Oh, got rid of the DI. DIEIO. Okay, it still don't go up though. That was amazing from you guys there, honestly. I feel like a fresh dawn. I was about to give up on this game. Wait, it's going up now. I wonder why. Yeah, I'll push pop them all. Although this does happen every single frame. Although I've done this thing earlier as well. What do you think of this idea? Put that. We haven't got it anymore. Set it to false there. And that way in all my movement code and everything I can just check. It doesn't matter anymore, does it? I think I'll remove that. I'm like that, Mick. And it is a vicious cycle. It gets worse when you let it. If you let it, doesn't it? You know. Eventually, you can never sleep. Let's push pop them all, and let's see that in action one more time. I mean, there is still some problem where it seems to get stuck, and I know that from debugging that the number is still getting updated, but it doesn't look like it. But although this is really helping it, it's working lovely. There you go, it's stopped. Look. But you watch, it will suddenly jump up and find itself again. Interesting that, oh, it does show up. Nice, the ski little asterisks. Excellent. Yeah, it is weird. I do that. And even though when I'm tired as hell, I still end up watching about 3 hours worth of TV when I should be asleep, you know, in the middle of the night. I love it. Thank you guys. That was a massive help for me. Now I don't have to give up. I can just, really, we've just set the skis thing there. We saw the asterisks appear. We can set up level 2, can't we? Or at least move them into level 2. I think I'll just continue using the same stupid method I've got here for now. There's only 3 levels in this game, including the main menu. Maybe I'll make a game over screen that is another level, basically. It's just easy though, isn't it, doing it like this? So of course I haven't got L2 start yet. We need to change the game state. Ah, that's annoying. And I'm going to have to separate update and draw now, aren't I? Even in this main. It would make sense, I think. Although draw basically is updating, really, because it's not the actual drawing process. I could make a routine that just calls both of them. I'll just have it called there. Try that out. For now, comment them out. I just want to run it with that small change I just did to see if no glitches get introduced. We've got a level 2. Okay, that's going to be alright. Oops. I hate that if you accidentally press both mouse buttons on the terminal, it does some weird thing. Alright, that's all good. Get rid of that increment score in a minute. I'm going to be quite stingy with the score in this game, I think. I want to keep it as simple as possible. Next game I make can be a bit more advanced, you know. But it's nice to have a working example of a working game to fall back on. So therefore, that's why I want to keep it as simple as possible. So I'm only going to give him score when he gets across the road, well, picks up the skis, and then begins level 2 and things like that. In level 2, you can earn much more score by going through the flags and all that. Okay, Nick, catch you in a bit, mate. I'm just reading your message, Spec. Draw routine. I've been working for a book. And that was actually the last thing I did. It's by Jonathan Caldwell. But I do understand every bit of that draw routine, thanks to his book. Although his book doesn't explain it that well. But I just spent hours and hours trying to work through it. And then eventually I got it. You can see it on my YouTube. There's about three 2-hour videos where I go through it. It doesn't work. Eventually I'll get it. I'm pretty happy with how that works. It is pretty advanced. How you move the stack pointer to where you want it. It's a cool method. I love how it works. Maybe I'm going to close that now. I think you've saved my life there. With well, as well as Code and Mick, with them push pops beforehand. My brain just couldn't even think of them, you know. But now I know that sort of trick as well. So I was doing something. I think I'm about to create level 2, aren't I? I'll just start by copying the whole of level 1 in there. And then deleting almost all of it. Literally almost all of it. We can actually put that back now, can't we? No, it's not quite that. I'll quickly explain it. There's a 2 position buffer that you don't see. So I draw to it like it's normal 2D array, but we actually ignore the first 2 bytes in the width. And it's 24, the actual width of the game view. That should say game view. So it's chunks of 14, 12, sorry. We were using shadow registers to start with, but I found you can't use IX and IY with the shadows. So it was almost the same as you could only get like 2 extra width in the screen by using all the shadows. Oh, you do know how it works. Sorry. That's good. Pushes 16-bit. What's load? 8-bit, yeah. So I'm gonna comment that. I'm gonna try and add level 2. Oh, what would I do? I'll have the background in there for now. Why not the player? But whoops. Right, yo. So we obviously want an initialized player. Thing is, each level I want to initialize him differently, so that's going to have to sit in the level 1 and the level 2 version of the player. And therefore, I might as well have all the actual values in level and just put that into the player. Well, why not just have it in the player? Of course, this is level 1. No. Yeah, it is a good book, Spec. I think maybe it's a bit basic for you, except for the very last couple of sections. Even the double buffering routine in his book is not even as advanced as mine, to be honest. Mine's got a few bits added to it because he only shows the first and last section of the routine. He doesn't show the whole thing. I think it's a smaller window. So this is kind of like back into safe territory for me now, and boring probably for everyone, but it's just necessary sort of stuff to make him initialize when you loop back to the level. Oh, yeah. I can't think of anything right now that wants to be in player initialize. Of course, when you die, I can call another routine, which then calls player initialize. So the same thing for level 2. So right now we won't even be able to move in level 2. But that's okay, because I actually want the movement to be completely different, so there's no point trying to tie it in. Of course, we'll need a different sprite for the player. It'll be on skis. Mm. We can actually keep the same one as that. It's a bit untidy, but it'll do. So we need to come up with any way we want to check when the players how's it gone? Did I end up putting it into here? Some stupid reason. Yeah, I did. Ski's got. Let's just pop all that in UI. Okay. Oops. Don't know why I tried to compile there. We're not ready. Definitely not ready. So somewhere we're already checking if he collides with the shop. And I changed the bool and all that. I think it's. Why does it still say cars there? What the hell? Oh, of course we are doing cars in this one. What am I talking about? Where do I check it? Uh, It might be in this one. No. Here it is. So I set the ball and do nothing more, and I just check. So we've got this ball. This will tell us. I guess we just want a new routine, yeah. Check. Put player. Player check. Level complete. 1. Let's call it L1. It matches everything else I've done. So return if not true. Player min Y. Return not equal again. And if it is, we finish the level. Can we just get away with doing that? I think we can. In here we need to change the game state from now on. Ah, unlucky Moz. See anything good on your telescope? Is it a clear night where you are, is it? I think it's cruddy here. Thanks to Spectrum and Coder Mick, they've just saved me hours. I've been sat on my own for hours this evening trying to fix it, but then within a few minutes they've diagnosed it and we've fixed it. I mean, I found some of the problem on my own, but Caveman's such a good description. I was just hacking it away at it with a stone pickaxe. Looking at Mars, eh? Nice. Have you ever been able to? Is it possible to look at Saturn ever? Or do you need some sort of like super galactic telescope to do that? Alright, so we change the game state, call initialize on level 2, and then jump back into main, do our schnizzle. Let's give it a whirl, it might work. No, it doesn't. Line 26, L2 start. Oh, have I not included level 2 yet? That'll be why. Whoops. Didn't I do that? Oh, so we're still incrementing the score every step, or every frame, sorry. That is indicated I've got skis. Hasn't gone to level. I would have expected it to go to level 2 now. Oh, I haven't called that. I haven't called it, have I? Wherever it was. Where the hell was it? It's in player. What's up, player? We can do that right at the beginning. Makes sense to me. Alright. Collect them skis. Still no good. I really thought that would have fixed it. I just wonder, am I getting not quite to minimum Y for some reason? I don't think that's going to be the answer. Player Y is not equal. So let's do return if player Y is greater than min Y plus 4. Saturn, that's awesome. Have you? It sounds like you've got a pretty powerful telescope. Alright, collect the skis. And we're across. So it was what I just said. And it now works perfectly. We can now go skiing. I guess I'm going to have to... Oh, he should be facing down then. At this stage. Oh no. They could probably be combined, I guess, the level and the player. The 10-inch. Oh, I've moved him off a character, so haven't I? One more time. And I'll do some coding. Alright, he's ready to ski now. Okay. I'm going to struggle here because I don't know how to do like 16-bit stuff very well. So my brain's telling me a way of... It is looking good, thanks, Ian. I mean, not least thanks to the other guys helping me out. But yeah, we're getting there in the end. But the only thing I can think of here to make the skiing flags come up the screen is a timer, rather than having it scroll. because obviously you'd have to, if you were going to scroll it, you'd have to give the flags like positions of like 2000 and stuff, wouldn't you? So they didn't appear too quick. Some of them would have to be 30,000 or whatever. I guess you do your best work when you just try and do something. I think sometimes, like right now, level 2. This is where I want to work. Paint background. I need a level 2 version of that. The thing is, I just want it all white, like Michael Barrymore. Pavement colour. I just want it all pavement colour. Sorry, I just copy it. Bit of a long-winded way of doing it, but it doesn't matter. It only gets called once when you change level. So I've already thought ahead with this. Look. It just checks our game state, so I can just continue calling player update. I think the same thing with draw. Oh, draw is of course the same for all levels. So basically, nothing much is going to change. I'm going to get across the road, and it's just going to go all white. Oh, well, not, oh, I think that's to do with the jump, isn't it? Oh dear. That disable interrupt thing was another good thing I learned. Might use that again here in a minute. That's worth a try. Let's try it. I'll be amazed if that fixes it, but won't know unless I try. Nah. I'm pretty sure it's when I paint the background though, isn't it? Of level 2. I actually don't want two of them because that draw UI is actually init UI. It will reset everything. I'm gonna try like a load of halts there just to see. Put something before. Sometimes it helps me figure out what the hell's going on. No. Interesting. Oh, look at that. There's some glitch in there in the UI. So I've probably got to find a better way of switching levels. This was just a hack to start with, you know. It's just stayed there because I thought it was working, but it's a bit too instant, I think. What I think I need to do is have all these return, just changing the game state only. And I think that just means in each level I'll have to make an initialized bool so that I can say if it's been initialized or not, and only initialize it once. It's a shame though, maybe this does work. Maybe I've just done something a little bit wrong. Load A, level 2, game state. Let's just try doing a disable interrupt just around that. Oops. No. That would be funny. Change the trucks to Bob. Or change the main character to Bob. We should have him as an unlockable character somehow. Either a cheat code or when you complete a game or something. That'd be brilliant. Um, so it seems to be painting into the colour memory when I switch to level 2. I guess it's just this, isn't it? Oh, it's this IYL thing. I bet. What the hell's C got to do with it? I don't think I need any of that this time. Let's try that. Oh, that's the next thing I'll try after this, is that increment of the points. Maybe that shouldn't be happening while I'm switching level. Oh, it worked. So that was the answer. It was just a stupid draw paint code for the background. I simplified it and it works now. It was using IYL and I'm thinking that's the problem. Probably used it somewhere else straight after that or something. Okay, good. So I need to come up with a way of spawning the flags. First I want to work out how big a flag needs to be. You picture Mikey on the screen here. I'd say 2 character cells high and 1 width is fine for a flag. So let's just draw one in code now, innit? I don't like the word flag in case it like clashes with something. Flaggy. Alright. I think I'm just going to make 1 flag only. And actually I just want... Oh god, I've got that delay happening again. Actually, let's just copy all that. That'll do. Like a lollipop. I need to have an array of these little buggers. Just trying to think if I want to bother having them different colours or not. And if I do I want to make that a byte of memory in the array or not? I think I'll just keep them all the same colour. Like I say, I'm all about keeping it simple, so I've got a game template to work from in the future. I don't even like using the word flags, honestly. Sorry, it's ski flags. They definitely want an is alive bool, and that's going to be initialized at 0. Definitely need an X and a Y position. They don't need a width and a height because they're all the same, so I'll have a constant. um, Let me think about this. I'm just trying to think of the easiest way to make the flag scroll up the screen. And do you know what I'm thinking? This let's pretend this array is just one flag, because we'll just offset it and draw 2. Yeah. So we only need the one flag in the array. They're going to be right next to each other. Yeah. So assuming that one of these is 2 flags, we only really need like 3 at the most. We don't need more than 3 pairs of flags on screen. And when its y value reaches 0, we know to kill it. And then we know to A, set this back to the maximum, and B, we want a random wait time. Not a random, but we need to be able to control the wait time before the next spawn. I know how to do timers, of course, but then if I'd use only an 8-bit number, it's only going to be 5 seconds. But 5 seconds might be enough, mightn't it? In fact, it's more than enough. So it's probably easier to have the ski level be random with the amount of time it takes to spawn the next set of flags. And also, the player's not going to move now. It's going to be all the flags moving instead. It'd be great to know how they did it on horoscope skiing, because that's quite a simple game. I wonder, did they use 16-bit numbers or not? I've put what's the best word for that? Like a buffer, sort of gutter around the left side and the right side, but I haven't got it on the Y axis. So every flag is going to start at 192, take away 16. That's 176, isn't it? So they'll always start there. In fact, let's make a constant for that. Just wondering if there is a better way. Because I actually want a distance apart one as well. We have a nice big gap of 5, and then we'll have a minimum gap equals 3. So let's start it at 6. So they're way wide apart to start with. Oh yeah, so then we want current gap. Which we can just initialize as start gap on all of them. I'd love to be able to just code in all of them now. But then I would have to use 16-bit numbers. But then I guess I wouldn't need the is alive ball. Instead of having an is alive, then I would just calculate from the y axis of its position and our position. I am liking that idea, you know. Let's get rid of that. So instead we'll have flag current gap equals start gap. And these will be words. And this is going to be another source of confusion for me, but hey, we're here to learn. I wonder if I should just start writing them like that just to remind me. Might make me, nah. See, the funny thing is, I only really need the Y positions as a word. We could either get the X randomly, create the X randomly, and we could be really clever and like use the previous flag's X to only offset it by a little bit, you know, for the next set. That way I'm only dealing with one word at a time. Might make it simpler. So, are we talking in pixels? Yes, we are. So I'm thinking the first set of flags should be let's have them visible on the screen. Let's put the first one at flag start Y. I think I'm gonna go down like that, even though I don't need to. They've got to be multiples of 8 for my code to work the way it is at the moment. So for now, let's just have a couple in there. Okay, so the mission is to only draw the ones that are on the screen. And then we actually need, in player level 2, a different position value. So I thought that I could be happy just having the position in the main player here, and I can. But I'm going to have one like player ski Y as a word. The X doesn't matter. Straight away we've run into this problem. But I guess I can just load DE instead. Right, I guess I'll try and run that just to make sure it's working. Okay, it appears to be working fine. I've just realised I messed up the UI with my paint routine there. That's no biggie. Might even move the UI for this. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. That it's not a big deal. So we now have a Y position for the player that's a word, and we have a load of flags. But we need to do a calculation to know what to draw for the flags. Let's start there with that. For now, I'm going to be happy. I'll just draw the 8x8 because I haven't got one for that size, but that's okay. So what we want to do is just go cool draw sprite. Oh, we've got 16x8. Let's create it. I think that's right. And then copy the whole thing. Funny how some of our other ones don't seem to use as many of the registers to draw the sprites. I think this is like an old one. Anyway, I think that'll work. And that wants a position in D and E on it. Yeah. But of course it wants it as an 8-bit. And I need to work it out from taking away. This is where the trick comes in that I don't know how to do. So we'd have load A flag X. Well, we can't do that for a start. We only have Y position. We'll make up the X randomly for now. So let's just say load X, load A 5, load D A. So that's that one done. Load B C. It wants the pointer. Flag sprite, is it? Yeah. So all we've got to do is put the Y value into E. Flag Y, take away player Y. Sounds about right, but hello Microman. How you doing, man? Sort of getting to the end of the session now. I'm just trying to figure out a way of doing this 16-bit number here, but I need to do a 16-bit subtraction. SBC or something. So you have to reset the carry. Oh god, yeah, it gets confusing. Killer guitar. That sound effect. Hang on. Okay. So if I don't do that yet, I load HL with IX, because we have to do that. It's going to have to be loaded with IX. A DE player Y, which is also a word, player ski Y. SBC HLDE. I think I need another value to store that in. Actually, no, I think if I can just, because now, as long as I make sure that that subtraction will always result in an 8-bit size number, I should be able to just go load EL, then load D. Oh, D we're just going to put as 5 for now, because this is the X value. Do you know what? That might just work. For now, so it doesn't break, I'm going to get rid of all them, because they're actually off the screen, and I haven't dealt with that yet. Oh yeah. So it doesn't loop through, but that's fine because there's only one in there. So draw flags, level 2. I was reading that, funnily enough. I've got that exactly on my screen. That's just where I got this from. But thank you for the help. So it's going to look at that one flag and try and draw it, which is fine. That's exactly what I want. So I've got to include flaggy. That might be just enough. Ah, line 53. Damn, you can't do that. Of course you can't. Actually, yeah, why not? It's a 16-bit number. I've got a word in there. Oh, how annoying. It's definitely like that, is it? No. I noticed it all done or A as well. To reset the carry. Yeah, I was looking at that exact page just when you posted it. It says input 1 there. What I really want is IX, because that's how I'm used to doing it through arrays. Because of course I could just have a variable called flag start, but I need to have a multitude of them. Let's just try it. That worked. I wonder if it gets drawn. It is getting drawn. That's a good start then. We're using a 16-bit number there for the positions, which is great. But I need I need to be able to increment it by I suppose there's nothing stopping me incrementing it there. Just increment HL. No. Increment IX and loop back. Oh no, see it? Yeah. I need to be able to put an offset there. What a pain. Of course there's a way of doing it, but I can't think of it right away. If IX could remain, you know, what am I trying to do here? I just had an idea then as well. What did I have there before? IX. I don't think this will help, but no. But how about I just do this instead? Push IX and pop it to HL. The thing is, I still need to be able to loop through them. Only by one though. I don't need it. I'm only incrementing it by one. So that will loop indefinitely now, which is not what we want. I need to think of some way out of it. And this is in the draw routine. So I want to check if it's I want to somehow find out if player ski y plus 192 or 176 and only continue if the flag's value is less than that value. That would be easy if it was just A, you know, if I could use all the different 8-bit registers. So I want to. You can't even compare, can you? This is a little bit of a problem here. So 176 is the maximum it can be. If I feed it a value into E that's more than 176, the game breaks. But of course, when you get to a flag at say 500, you still want to be able to draw that flag, but only when the player's value, Y value, is 200 or 300 or whatever. So store the index value in RAM. Maybe I just don't know how to do it. That's essentially what pushing is doing, isn't it? But I have to actually do this twice as well, just to compare it. If I want to put it back into, it's the only way I can seem to get IX into HL right now. Not that. But now, see, they do compare to. I just need to find a way to compare in that. Ah, I've got an idea. Basically, if H is not 0, if H is 0, it's okay. But if H is not 0, then it's, well, that would actually only account, that would still allow it to be too big, but it's a start. Yeah, so it won't draw it if H contains a value, because that means it's too big. But I still need to take a little bit off. I need to check L is not too big as well. I think I can just do this. Load AL, compare. Flag start Y is badly named, but that's the actual value I need. Let's put +1. Return more than or equal. Yeah. Just let me think. So it's going to check the flag. I think I need to do another subtract before I do these compares. I do, for sure. That might do it. So I still wanted to see one flag and have it not crash, and that would be perfect. Oh, I think I didn't add the other one into the array, so oh, we didn't even get one flag. That's not good news. So it's, of course it's probably exiting out for the wrong reason. It will get more complicated in a minute because once I get it working, I've got to actually take the player's Y off that value before I add it on, so that when we move down, the flag moves up. We'll also need more checks above here to check it's not off the top of the screen as well. This is all worrying about the bottom right now. Damn. Just to check I'm not going insane. I don't think that return would do anything, but I guess I better try it. Yeah, try this. Whoa, I know where that is. Yeah, it just carried on through the loop. That's quite funny. And we didn't get a flag. For now, I'll just say, to try and test my theory, I'm just going to go do that. Sorry, wait there. See if that works. Kind of, but we still haven't got that flag down there anymore. Mm. Oh well. Much to look into tomorrow, I think. I think it's certainly doable with a fresh brain looking at it. I think this is close to what we need already. I'm in that mode where it's looking like it should work, this thing here. No matter how many times I look at it, you know. Yeah, it all looks like it should work. I love it, I love it. We'll get some good ones in there. I browsed for about 10 minutes to try and find good ones. Yeah, it does, man, I love it. I wouldn't have put it in there otherwise, you know. It sometimes shocks the hell out of you when you concentrate and it's funny. But yeah, I'm done for to now because I spent about 3 or 4 hours on that problem before I came online, so I'm zonked from it now. Tomorrow I'll definitely be back at work, but then on Monday I should be off, so plenty of time to code soon. I mean, I'll definitely do tomorrow night as well. 16-bit numbers is the key, is the topic of the day tomorrow for me. I have to really open the box of learning about that. I've been avoiding it for as long as possible. How to properly compare. That seems like it should work for me, because if h is not 0, that means it's over 256. So we get out, and then I check L to make sure it's not bigger than 176. But I don't know. It seems to not work. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be good stuff. Let's have a quick browse of it, just to have a quick look, because some cars whizzing by. I think we've got every colour in there. That's another thing I wanted to check is why are the cars, I wanted some to be bright and some not. So that's like another simple thing to do. Because I don't think that's working. Yeah, loads to do. I like it though. Thank you very much to Spec Chum for teaching me quite a few things there in one go. And most importantly there, he's shown me how to use disable interrupt briefly. And I've now got rid of all that sync where it was slowing the game down. And it still runs beautifully, so that was a massive improvement. Oh, hey, Coda Mick, I'm just signing out now, I'm afraid, mate. But we made quite a lot of progress. You can go over to level 2 now, but that's it. And the score's working. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a good night, guys. Let's make loads of progress tomorrow. Yeah, the ski was going to be tricky, but that's the fun part, isn't it? Yeah, bye bye, guys. Thanks for sticking with me there as well.